I didn't mute myself this time. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Old School April Sprints. This is our epic Nostalgiathon, and I am joined by the fabulous Amy of Amy Noel Reads. Amy, would you like to say something? Amy, as well as all of our other fabulous hosts for Old School April, are linked below. I'm sure everyone is subscribed to all of our fabulous hosts at this point, but if you are not, please do, because they have some fantastic content. And I would highly recommend that you check them out. There's always something fun for them to talk about on their channels. At least I find it quite enjoyable. So what you been up to, Amy?
Today I actually didn't have to go to work. I was originally scheduled, and my boss texted me last night and was like, you know what, take the day off. I'll see you Friday. And I was like, cool. But I did have to take my dog to the vet. So we got to do that. She just got some antibiotics. They're not really sure why I took her there. She's fine. I just took her there because she's been having like these sneezing attacks when she gets really excited. And because she's so short to the ground, she's got little dachshund legs. Because she can't stop herself, she'll hit her face on the ground. And like, I came home from work the other day, and because no one was here to stop her, like, she got a little bump on her nose. So I took her to the vet to see if that was normal or if there was something they could do. And they're like, we don't know what it is. We'd have to run a ton of tests to figure out what it is. It could be so many different things. So they're starting with teeth. So we're on antibiotics right now. We're going to see if that helps. And if not, then they'll have to run like more extensive tests. But hopefully
hopefully they can figure it out for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
so that's been my day. That's it.
I had my hair done. That's what I did.
It looks so nice.
I got it cut and I got it straightened because I'm sick of the frizz. I can't take it anymore.
That's great.
So let's see who is with us today. Hello, Linda. How are you? You have really been doing great for the snakes. Been watching everything you've been putting up there in Discord. Hey, Liz. How are you? Hey, Katrina. Woohoo. Purple Parrots. We got to support each other, even though we're on different teams. Hello, Audrey. Hello, Neutral Milk Hotel. More purple parrots. Kristen's in the house.
Ooh, lots of parrots.
I know. Hey, Melissa.
I see snakes too.
Hey, Gabus. Snakes. More snakes. And Katrina said about the puppy.
She's all right.
We're gonna have positive thoughts. What's your baby's name?
Jade.
Jade. Aw. Hey, Annie. Thanks. Thank you so much. Yes, I like when my hair is super straight, but of course I'm gonna wash it. It's gonna still be straight, but it's not gonna be quite as straight. And then I leave the salon, and of course my son Andrew calls me and we're chatting, and I was like, yeah, I was in there quite a while because, I got it straight. And he's like, I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but I really don't like when you get it straightened.
Why?
I said, Andrew, my hair is like frizzed out. Like, I'll have to show you a picture of when I was Mrs. Slides in the house on Haunted Hill. Like, I really didn't even have to do anything for it to be as wigged out as it was. I'm like, I'll have to find a picture and show people because they will not believe. Hello, snakes again. That's Linda with snakes. She's been doing great. Crystal, hello. She's another one that's really given us a lot of points for snakes.
Mm-hmm.
Annie's representing blue barracudas. And Katrina with the parrots.
Yeah. Woo.
Christine's pecking us with the parrots again.
We're in the lead at the moment. Parrots.
Woo! That's really good, though.
Yeah.
Because we were behind. Now, I have not put any of my snake points in yet.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm going to try to do that.
Yeah, it's constantly flip-flopping.
I like to have my hair curly because my natural hair is super straight. Well, you might not have the same textured hair I do, but my hair is like curly, wavy, and when it's cold, it cooperates. But when it's hot and humid, which it normally is in Louisiana, literally. Sometimes I feel like I could look like Oprah. That's how wild it gets. It's crazy. Hey, Halko, my kindred spirits here. I feel you on the straight hair. Mine is super wavy, frizzy, and it's so much easier to deal with when it's straight. We always want the opposite. I know. Yeah, it's sad to say. But my hair used to be super straight. If you look at my kindergarten picture I gave to Kelsi, it was long and straight. And my mom cut my hair and it never went back to being straight like that again.
Wow.
Is that not crazy? And I had to be 6. I mean, because if that was kindergarten.
That's wild.
I know. Isn't that crazy? And it's, I'm like, why did you do that, mother?
Oh, we got a Barracuda.
Stephanie, more Barracudas in the house. I saw you read 2 Goosebumps today. Whoop, whoop.
Good. Did you
I am reading my second one, Night of the Living Dummy 2.
People reading that one and people seem to like it. I don't know if it's 1 or 2, but I've been seeing pictures with the Goosebumps dummy and people seem to be really liking it.
Well, I read the first one in 2022 and it was okay. Dummies give me the willies. They're just creepy in general. Dolls in general give me the creeps. But anyway, I was like, okay, well, let me read at least Night of the Living Dummy 2. And apparently it must be a fan favorite because isn't this Slappy's world and everything?
Oh, yeah.
Like, or, you know, like, doesn't that like branch off from this dummy, this guy?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. I don't know because I don't remember my boys reading the dummy, but I don't know. And then I know there's a Night of the Living Dummy 3. So I have to see.
Must be popular if they're making sequels and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I would think. I'm starting Signal to Noise tonight at work. I only got to read like 2 pages this morning. Okay, well, at least you're starting somewhere. I also started The Unexpected Guest. This is actually written by Charles Osborne. It was a play. Agatha Christie wrote plays in addition to books. I read that in her biography that I just finished. And so basically, I guess what they did was they just took out all the stage parts
and stuff.
Yeah. And he just turned it into it. But Halko actually recommended that book for me, and that's my first Agatha Christie mystery that I'm reading this year. For my year of Christie, I am behind because my goal was to read the biography in January and then a mystery every month afterwards. Well, we're in April, and I just finished the Agatha Christie. I'm like so behind on everything. So I'm trying to catch up on my reviews on Instagram, I'm caught up on my reviews for Goodreads, but it's so frustrating.
Yeah, I'm behind on everything too.
And my videos, I have like videos I need to film. I have not done that yet either. And I want to try to do the vlog, but it's like every day I'm like, it's getting more and more. Should I even worry about it at this point? Gavin says my hair was pretty curly when I was a kid, but then I caught lice and my mom cut it really short. When it grew again, it became super fuzzy and wavy. Wow. I had a friend who had breast cancer, and when she had chemo, she lost all of her hair. And when it came back curly.
Wow.
Really curly. She used to perm her hair prior, back in the day or whatever, so she could have the big hair. And when she ended up, her hair grew back. It's just strange how that happens.
Yeah.
Ventriloquist dummies and clowns are both a no for me. Yeah, I'm not a fan of clowns either, but dolls really give me the creeps. And you guys know who Anne Rice is. Well, Anne Rice lived in New Orleans, and a long time ago when I was in college at UNO, they had a writers conference or something, and I went, and part of it, which you paid to go to this conference, you got invited to her cocktail party at her home. And in order to go to the bathroom, you had to go like through this room, and it was full of all these creepy dolls. Dolls looked literally like children that got frozen. They just were so lifelike. They would just, it was creepy. And I did not want to be left in that room by myself. So sort of like, I hope somebody comes in the bathroom after me, because if like I'm out here, my person's in, like I'm not going to be able to handle it.
That's so creepy.
And then my mother-in-law has 2 dolls we're trying to get rid of, and they're very creepy. She inherited them when a friend of hers passed away, and in fact, Andrew wouldn't even sleep in that room where the dolls were because they just stare at you.
I wouldn't either. I can't deal with dolls.
Hey, Vanessa, welcome to Sprints tonight. What is everybody reading? I know what Katrina's reading. What are you reading, Amy?
I am finishing Damnation Game.
How are you liking it?
I'm liking it a lot. I only have this little bit left. Just this little bit.
You're gonna finish. You're gonna finish.
Yeah. So I should finish it, and I don't know about the first sprint, but definitely by the second one. And then I will be starting Drawing Blood, Poppy Seed Break.
Wow. Now, is this the first Clive Barker you've read?
No, I've read others, and this is actually a reread. But it's
that's right. You did say that. You did. Yeah, but it's probably been a while, huh?
Yeah, I read it in the early 2000s. So it's been at least probably like 20 years, to be honest. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've read it too. I liked it when I read it, but I'm gonna read the Hellbound Heart again. That's gonna be my Clive Barker. I'll take those dolls, Kat.
I'm sure.
Okay, I should bring them to my house. I would say I would bring them to my house. What I should do, I know what I should do. I should take pictures of them, Katrina, and send them to you through Instagram. And I wonder how would that be to ship them to you? I don't know. We're trying to get rid of them. It seems nobody wants them. Well, one of them is a bride. She's like a bride, but she's still creepy. She's a creepy bride. Rally Reviews is reading volume 4 of Alice in Borderland. Just finished an Agatha Christie. Yay! Which one was it? Dolls are terrifying. My best friend's mom had a life-size doll that stood in their hallway, and I used to be scared to sleep over. I used to think I could hear its little feet walking down the hall.
Oh my God.
I had a similar incident with my cousin, Mickey. She was a teenager when I would sleep over. So she's got to be probably 8 to 10 years older than me. She had 2 things in her room. We didn't spend the night often, but there were 2 things that I could not, she had to put them away every time I came. And that was a picture of Alice Cooper that she had on her wall. He was hanging from a rope and he had blood and everything. And that freaked me the hell out. And then she had a walking doll. And I was like, you got to put it somewhere. I don't even want it in the closet in your room. Because if that thing comes out the closet, it's hilarious how those things scared me back in the day. But then I like scary stuff now. But what is really funny about the Alice Cooper thing is, as an adult, I ended up liking his music, and my husband and I actually saw him in concert.
That's cool.
He actually opened for Motley Crue. So we were like, yay. And so, of course, I had to send her a message and said, you're not going to believe who I'm watching tonight.
Probably super jealous.
Yeah, I said I'm feeling a bit sick, so I might pick up an ebook or an audiobook, but I don't know if I'll be able to focus. I'm sorry that you're not feeling well. I hope you feel better soon, and maybe you just need to take it easy.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. That movie was so fun. I've been watching cat horror movies today. Oh, wow.
Yeah, we watched Dolls last night, and it was super fun.
Oh, was that scary? Was it scary or cheesy?
It was not scary. It was fun. But it was fun though. It wasn't bad. I didn't think so. I had a great time watching it. It was fun. But cheesy fun,
Cheesy fun.
Yeah.
Yes, I would love to see them. Yes, I'll take a picture. Finish up Why Horror Seduces.
What is that?
Yeah, is that like a nonfiction
Yeah,
type
it
of
sounds like
book?
it might be.
That sounds interesting. Okay. Well, I figured we could kick off our sprints with 45 minutes, if everybody's okay with that,
Yeah, that's good.
so that we can
Yeah, it
really
is
get
nonfiction.
going.
I'm
It
looking
is.
at that. Yeah, it's a nonfiction about American cinematic imagination for almost as long as pictures have moved on screens, but why do they captivate us? What is the drive to be frightened, and why is it so popular? So that kind of stuff.
Yeah, awesome. So Rally Reviews read, and then there were none. That's an awesome book. I jumped back into Christy with that book. Crystal's reading Drawing Blood. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, how are you liking it?
And then Rally's reading it for Agathon. I read 2 and on a 3rd. Good. Awesome. I'm starting The Bleeding Season by Greg F. Gifoon.
Right? Sure, go with that.
That's a tough one. When I was really small, my grandma gave me a doll that was bigger than me. I was so terrified of her. I left her outside. And when my mom brought her back, I thought she was out for revenge. That would have scared the shit out of me. I'd been like, what? Agathon. I need all the details on that. Yeah, apparently there's an Agatha Christie readathon going on in April. There's so many things happening in April.
Yeah.
I love Stuart Gordon films. Dolls is one of my faves. Reanimator is my favorite. Oh my gosh, Reanimator. I have a story about Reanimator. I'll have to tell that to you one day. Yep, nonfiction, and there's dolls. Hello, Lauren. Finishing up a nonfiction book tonight about ghost tourism in the South, debunking ghost tour narratives. Wow, that sounds great. And then Nutrimilk Hotel says, I'm almost done with Virgin Night by Christopher Robinson. It's my favorite thing I've read this month so far. Ooh. Awesome. We had a discussion about Virgin Night the other day. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead. I forgot to get my kitty up. Let me see if I can get my kitty cat up without any issues. And we're going to set it for, let's see, 45 minutes. Usually I do this ahead of time and I forgot.
Oh, it's okay.
I was too concerned about my headline thing.
I was just looking through Christopher Robertson's books because I know he writes Cotton Candy Massacre too, which is another one of his books I want to read. He also has a zombie book called My Zombie Sweetheart.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get the Brian Keene one, but the one copy I wanted was out of stock that I need to do. So I need to do research. Maybe I could pick up a copy at Second and Charles, or maybe even Thrift Books or something.
He does have multiple different zombie books. I guess he's written a few of them, but if you're looking for The Rising specifically, there's 2 different versions.
Mm-hmm.
There's the mass market little paperbacks, and then there's the author preferred version.
Yes, that's the one I was looking at.
Yeah, because he has added scenes and added chapters in that one. I haven't read the other version though to see how different they are, but
Katrina says, I love Christopher Robinson. I need to read Virgin Night. Apparently it is awesome. Check out Cotton Candy Massacre by him if you haven't gotten there yet. Yeah, I need to add that to my list.
Some of this stuff, yeah.
Yeah, Katrina says that one is the best. And we've got a yes in the house. And Crystal is liking Drawing Blood so far. Still just a couple of chapters in, though. The movie doll scared the heck out of me when I was a kid. I can imagine. Hey, how are you? Good. Hello. Welcome to Sprints. We're about to sprint. Okay. I am going to start our kitty. And I need to split our screen. Share our screen, I'm sorry. Oops. Would help if I put the kitty on one. Share. Okay. There we are. Okay, so I will see everybody back in a little over 44 minutes. Bye. Okay, let's turn our kitty off. So, stop. And oh, I did it. Yay.
Yay.
I'm always afraid I'm going to X something out. So how'd you do? Did you finish?
No, I have 25 pages left, so I'll finish in the next sprint. But
Yay. I love when I finish. It's like such a feeling of accomplishment and satisfaction.
yeah. How'd you do?
I got to page 48 in Goosebumps. And then I wanted to finish my chapter in this book before I started the Goosebumps. So I'm on chapter 4, page 29 in this one.
Cool.
So, yeah. This one reads very fast. It's very simple. And I don't know if it's because it was a play and the lines are just not as complicated, but it's very simplistic. So I don't think it's going to take me very long to read. And of course, Goosebumps takes no time at all.
Yeah.
To read. But this dummy, he's so rude. And the things that come out of his mouth are like, I mean, I feel so sorry for the girls that get these dummies, because it's like how the parents can think they could turn from a decent child who does what they're supposed to, and then all of a sudden is possessed and says ugly things to them. It's like, really? It makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see where we were at. Yeah, Lauren was recommending the Cotton Candy Massacre, and she already has it in her Kindle. We have some people that came in before we started. More snakes. Jenny, hello. Chris, hello. Chris, I believe you were the one that was asking about a Lost Boys watch movie. Is Kelly still doing the watch movie on the 17th?
Yes, I think she put it on the schedule.
The watch party.
It is a morning one. She's doing it before my sprints on Monday the 17th. So it's 8 a.m. Pacific, which is 8, 9, 10, 11 Eastern.
Okay.
I'm not sure what time zone they're in.
Kelly's in. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure.
Kelly's in Eastern. She's in New York.
Okay, yeah. Oh, okay. So Chris, yeah, we don't know. I think Chris was the one that asked about it. Hey, Swamp Gas. I'm here for a little bit. Finish Suffer the Children.
Oh, nice.
I have that book. And The House Next Door, Starting Killing Mr. Griffin. I like Killing Mr. Griffin. And of course, Vanessa and I had chat in the comments. She was fixing dinner, and then we were on a sprint. So I wished her a yummy dinner. Oh, let's see what else is going on. Okay, Katrina read 40-ish pages.
I don't even know what that is. I'm going to look
of Signal to Noise, and I'm not feeling it. It seems like it's going to be more sentimental. So I just switched to an arc of Burn the Negative by Josh Winning.
Oh, I've been wanting to read that. I heard Alex from the Bookubus talk about it. I think she's doing a buddy read with somebody. Was it Kelsi? I don't know.
Oh, for Burn the Negative?
Yeah. Oh, Sylvia Moreno Garcia. Yeah, her stuff doesn't work for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I loved Mexican Gothic. I haven't read anything else by her, but I loved Mexican Gothic. I thought it was really, really great. I finally finished my best friend's exorcism earlier today, so now I'm reading Piano Lessons, Can Be Murder, a Goosebumps book, and I read 16 pages before I had to stop reading to take care of my dog. How did you like my best friend's exorcism? I loved it.
Yeah, and I've been seeing Jenny read it for the last couple days, so I would love to know what you thought of it.
Yeah, I'd love to know, because, I mean, it's the only Grady Hendrix book I have ever read, but I loved it. It really did touch my heart. Like, I got really emotional in it.
It's a tearjerker.
Yeah. Trying to read the Atlas 6, but it's so long. That is long. That's a chunker. Still liking it so far, though. Is Atlas 6 a fantasy?
Yeah.
Just curious. Snakes. Yes, Linda is representing our snakes. Read 16 pages total. Good job, Lauren. 20% of Killing Mr. Griffin. I hope you're liking it. I really liked Killing Mr. Griffin. The whole concept is really interesting to me. Yay, snakes. Ooh, which Goosebumps are you reading, Kat? I'm sorry I missed if you already said it at the start. Oh, I'm reading The Night of the Living Dummy 2. I figured I'd read the sequel since I read the first one. In fact, I had to kind of look because I'm like, this seems a little similar to what happened last time. And so I just read like the last page of it, and then I was like, oh yeah, the trip at the end. Oh yes. I see your name stating the title. Yes, I tried to do something with the title, and now that I know how to fix it, thanks to Amy. Amy is like a Sprints guru.
No, far from it. I just
A
happened.
StreamYard guru. Let me put it that way. Here I am Googling it, and I'm using the wrong 3 dots that they tell you. Because, of course, were they specific? No, not at all. They were not specific in which ones to go on. Read 3 chapters of Virgin Night, close to being done, and already thinking about what to read next.
Ooh.
Exciting.
Mm-hmm.
No reading this time around, but I'm settling down for the night now. Awesome. I loved it too. The ending got me crying a little bit. It will be a great book for a TV show. Well,
Maybe
they did make a movie, Jenny, but
yeah, it's already.
I will warn you. If you love the book, I don't know how you would love the movie.
Yeah, I hear people say they like it when they haven't read the book, but
yes,
I haven't heard anyone who loves the book love the movie.
In fact, Kelsi and I watched it together, and we were so afraid when we watched it because we watched that one at her house, and then afterwards we went and watched Terrifier 2. So it was like we went from one extreme to the other. But both of us were like, oh, like we just hated it so much. It's like even the casting wasn't well done, in my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to discourage anyone from looking at it for themselves. Maybe they'll like it, but
Yeah.
I'm liking this so far. It's my first Lois Duncan, so fingers crossed. I personally like Lois Duncan. Of course, when you read Lois Duncan back in the day, it was different than you reading it now as an adult, but in my opinion, Killing Mr. Griffin, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and Down a Dark Hall are the ones I like the most that I've read so far. But you have to be careful because they have updated a couple of the books, and I Know What You Did Last Summer is one of them. And I think possibly Down a Dark Hall is another one they updated to make it more current with cell phones and all that kind of stuff. So kind of a bummer. Marino Gracias.
Yeah.
Upcoming Silver Nitrate looks good. A fabulous meld of Mexican horror movies and Nazi occultism. A dark thrill about the curse that haunts a legendary lost film. Ooh, that sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds creepy. Would you say that the Shining film would count for Old School April? 100%. It was made in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. In fact, both The Shining with Stanley Kubrick's would count, as well as the miniseries. If you can get your hands on the miniseries, they would both count. Oh, had no idea is movie. Yes. But I just caution you. I don't want you to be, we are pretty much influencing you, telling you that it's not great.
Yeah.
But
definitely check it out yourself, though. I think it is exclusive to, what was it on? Prime?
Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it's exclusive.
I think they were the ones that distributed it.
Yeah.
So, a lot of times I try to tell myself with movies and books, that's why I don't really like to watch a movie directly after reading the book, because it's too much of comparison. Yeah. You have to treat them as totally different mediums, in my opinion, because film, you can only do so much.
Yeah.
So if you can kind of go into it being a little more objective, I think what it is is that my best friend's exorcism has so much love for it, the book, that it's hard. I really didn't like my best friend's exorcism movie and love the book. I really want someone to give a Grady Hendrix book a worthy film. Would love to see any of them adapted.
I would love to see him do like his own adaptation, because he's done a movie before. I'm sure it costs a lot of money and all that kind of stuff, but with how successful he is, I don't see why some company wouldn't be willing to back him. And
right, at least for him to write the screenplay, and have some kind of because a lot of authors do have that in their contract when they option their films or sell their films, is that they have to have some creative control over it.
And I think that's probably the problem with the movie for My Best Friend's Exorcism. He had nothing to do with the movie. Right. They had someone come in and write the screenplay for the movie and all that stuff instead of having him involved. And you just like lose his...
You lose the voice.
Yeah.
I think you lose the voice. I've only read Killing Mr. Griffin, and I had a good time with it. Yeah, it's probably my favorite. And also, to anybody that has not read I Know What You Did Last Summer, the movie, which is great in my opinion, I do like that movie. It's different from the book. So don't go into reading the book if you've already read seen the movie thinking that you're going to have the same. Because if you think about it, what happens in the movie is more current than what would have happened when Lois Duncan wrote the book, for sure. If I like this, I'll try to find early editions of Lois Duncan. I'm an 80s kid, so I need old school tech. Oh, yes. Yes, I would agree. The book that I ended up finding, this is the thing, the bummer about like giving your books away when you're your younger self or whatever you want to say. And I don't even know. I may have borrowed them from the library. I cannot honestly remember, but I ended up getting Lois Duncan, what is it, an omnibus that had 3 of the books together. And I don't even know what I did with them. I'm wondering if I gave it to someone, to one of my friends' classroom libraries. Wasn't super crazy about Grassy script for
Satanic Panic,
but better than Exorcism on Screen.
Yeah,
I don't have anything to compare that to. So I don't know, Amy, do you know?
The Satanic Panic one is Grady Hendrix's film that he did. It was his screenplay. I don't remember if he was the director or not. I think so. I liked it, but it's like it seemed very much like him, with like a lot of comedy elements and a lot of like really gory, gross stuff. It wasn't like my favorite movie ever, but I did like it better than Exorcism, and at least that one felt like the Grady Hendrix thing,
Mm-hmm. Like you could tell he had ownership in it.
Yeah.
Basically, all of Hendrix's book will be released as TV series in the coming years. They have been bought by Amazon Studios. He will be executive producing the Final Girl support group series. Okay, well, that's good to know.
Yeah, and I think a series might have a better chance at doing well or feeling better just because they have more time to build characters and get you into the whole thing instead of just like an hour and a half movie.
Yeah, I think miniseries are great, even if it's only for a few, episodes or whatever. It doesn't even have to be like a series, like an entire series. Next Prince, I'm watching The Shining or reading Atlas 6. Yeah, it depends. I mean, I would recommend both Shinings, but of course the Stanley Kubrick is the more famous one. I don't like reading a book and watching a movie right away. It'd have to be a few months before I watch the movie if I ever watch it. Yeah, I'm the same way. It's just too hard. I did that when I read Catching Fire. I read it right before the movie was coming out, and the whole time I was sitting there comparing book and movie. And also, too, if I happen to read a book and then we watch the movie and my husband does not read the book, then he asks me a million questions the whole entire time we're watching the movie. And then I'm like, okay,
Same? Is this the same?
I'm like, could you just watch the movie? I'm like, or we have to pause it if we have a DVD and then have to give the whole backstory of a character. I'm like, please. Which is funny because he does not like for you to talk to him in a movie. And so it's like, but you'll ask me 50 questions. It's really hilarious. Okay, I had to go get food. Now I'm finally ready to read. I had no idea. I know what you did last summer was a book. Yes, but again, I will emphasize it is not like the movie. So, it's like totally different. They don't have like the relationship kind of stuff going on like they do in the movie, which I love the movie. And I even like the second movie. I think they're great. How is Zombie-thon coming? Well, Zombie-thon, I'm trying to think about Zombie-thon at the same time I'm trying to do Old School April.
Oh my gosh.
It's like imagine. Oh my gosh. And then all the things I have to kind of wrap up, before I can think about it. I have ordered books already that I know that I want to read, and I'm making my list of recommendations. So I'm keeping that on track. I have all kinds of other ideas swirling in my head that I would like to do, but if I can execute them, I don't know if that's going to be possible. I have tons of great ideas. It's like, but it's sort of like when somebody tells you a theory of how something could work, it's sort of like when I went back to get my teaching certificate and they would teach you all these strategies and your classroom would be this utopian place. And you're like, oh, this sounds so great. And then you actually go in the classroom and it doesn't even work out that way. It's like, I don't know what school you were teaching at when you came up with this strategy, because this is not working in my classroom. Of course, when you go into these like classrooms to do your pre-service teaching, you have like 6 kids in your group, where in reality you have 27 in your class. So it's like, okay, well, if I only had 6 of you, we could really, make strides. But with 27 of y'all, and you all want to talk to me about your 50 things you did on the weekend, I don't think so. But yeah, so it's coming. It's coming.
I'm excited for it.
I just hope everybody will bear with me since it's my first Zombie-thon that I'm doing. Like, I mean, I know what I normally do for Zombie Awareness Month, but like to execute that online is a little bit different than when you're just doing it in your house or like, talking to Kelsi about it or whatever.
Yeah. But at least you have experience since doing the fairy tale readathon.
Yes.
You have a little bit of experience in doing it.
Yeah. So it's just like trying. And then the other thing too is I was so busy because, I launched my channel in October, at the end of October, that I was busy with navigating this, booktube community and trying to learn that. And then it was like, October's the spooky month. In November, I was in a readathon, and then also doing Christmas Evil. I just felt like bam, bam, bam. And then here's January, and I'm like, you thought it was a great idea to do a February readathon. What were you thinking? But that's the Capricorn in me. I always have to make something 1,000 times harder than it needs to be. And, that's just my life.
I'm looking forward to it, though.
I'm excited. I just, like I said, I have, plans, but we'll see. I'm excited. Okay, I lost where we were at. Swamp Gas got me on a tangent with my Zombie-thon. Zombie-thon is the whole month of May, from May 1st, and it kicks off at midnight. And as weird as I am, I told Kelsi, I almost want to be up at midnight.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
In the Zombie-thon. And then I was like, well, maybe I could just release a video at that time to market. But who knows? I'll probably be so excited. There's no telling what I'll do.
Yeah.
You are speaking my teacher truth. Yes, Lauren. Let me tell you, I was a teacher for a long time. And I taught many, many grades. From kindergarten all the way up to 8th grade. The only 2 grades I didn't teach were 1st grade and 4th grade. Those were the only 2 grades I have not taught. And the grade that I dislike the most is 7th grade. Ugh.
Why specifically that grade?
There is something wrong with people in 7th grade.
Maybe they're just like on the cusp of getting.
They are. They don't want to admit that they still like Disney movies, and then they get mouthy, and then their hormones start. And then they just like lose their minds, and they think that they can just talk to people like whatever they're thinking without a filter. And then they think it's even like they can roll their eyes at you. I'm like, boy, girl, you can be rolling your eyes for an hour for me at detention. I'm going to tell you right now.
I couldn't handle it.
No. Because all I have to do is give them the stare. It's like, really?
That's good. At least they're not like to talking back or whatever.
No. Oh no. They would get an infraction of detention or whatever. I did not put up with their mess. Not ever. Too much. Whoops. I took it off. So stoked for Zombie-thon. It's pushing me to finish the Warm Body series that I love so much. Awesome. Can't wait for Zombie-thon. I can't either. Don't put so much pressure on yourself. We will read books and it will be fun. Yes. I mean, I'm hoping so. The thing about Zombie-thon is I created all those prompts and I don't read as much. Reading is newer to me. It's more like the movies and the television series I like to do and like little activities or whatever. But it's just been the last couple of years with Kelsi that we've, added books. So that's why I tried to make the prompts really loose so that people wouldn't feel pressure.
Yeah, I think they're good.
For sure want to watch Dead Alive. I think it's my favorite zombie film. Is Dead Alive the one that Peter Jackson directed? It's going to be so much fun, Kat. So excited to read some of the zombie books, movies I've been wanting to get to. Yeah, I do have 2 series that I started last year that I'm anxious to get to. And except the one, it's a chunker. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to read that. Plus the girl with all the gifts. If I have a busy first week, I will be joining the second one. Yeah, that's fine. Join whenever. I mean, my thing with Zombie Awareness Month is do a weekend, do a week, do a day, do it whenever you can. I just want you to be aware that you need to protect yourself during a zombie apocalypse. That's what this whole entire thing is about, because you have to be aware.
I'm going to read.
It is true.
I've had this sitting on my shelf for so long and I already have it out. I'm going to read it. And I'm going to be prepared for any impending doom.
Yes. I mean, we're going to share the CDC's guidelines. I mean, everybody should know what the guidelines are from the CDC. I mean, if the CDC takes it seriously, we should take it seriously. Oh no, my son will be in 7th grade next year. I'm just saying, and it depends on personality. Let's put it this way. When my oldest son was in 7th grade, I had to threaten him that I was going to send him to St. Stanislaus and let the brothers beat him every day if he would not stop with that mouth of his. Because I'm like, there's no way your little self is going to live in my house and think that you can say whatever or make your rules. That just does not work that way. So he was like, yeah, whatever, until I got the brochure. And then he was like, oh, you would send me to St. Sam's? I was like, yeah, I would. And the brothers could have you. And then he straightened up in 8th grade. It's like something happens to him. There's something happens to him. Not all of them. And I've had some 7th grade students that have been nice. Andrew wasn't like that when he was in 7th grade.
Yeah.
So I don't know what suck 6 means.
I don't know.
What does that mean? I
don't know.
I know I have World War Z on my shelf, so I'm making it a priority for next month. I'm sure there are others as well. Yes. I think, there are a lot of zombie books out there. The one thing I have found is a lot of the zombie books, when I was looking last year, are part of a series. And I hesitate about starting a series because it's like, I don't want to have to wait an entire year to like continue the series, but then I also don't want to spend an entire month reading the series.
Right.
So it's sort of like it's a conundrum that I have with that. Now, with that being said, the 2 series that I read, I pretty much remember it enough that I would be okay going into it. I might have to read maybe the last chapter just to kind of refresh my memory on characters, but I like them so much that I was willing to get a second book. That's another thing too. You know, do you start with the first book? What if it's not great? Or are you going to continue?
Yeah.
Hi, friends. Reading to the Hollow Places by T. Kingfisher. How's it going, Sherry? Are you liking it? You really enjoying it? I've only read one T. Kingfisher book, and that was the Moves one, the one that's based on the Edgar Allan Poe. What Moves the Dead? What Moves the Dead? I liked it. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I can't type apparently.
It's fine.
I can't speak apparently. So yes, Peter Jackson, It, and Meet the Feebles are my favorite 9 F his.
I think of his.
Glad you're here to translate. Is a NC-17 Muppet Show with problems. Okay. Well, I want to say the Dead Alive one is one that I'm considering for my list because I like Peter Jackson. So I figured it must be good.
I'm actually doing a watch party for that for Old School April.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, later on this month.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll just watch it for that to get myself. Maybe we could use that as like a, what do you call it? When you're like, what is that called? When you like anticipating something, a tease.
Oh yeah, it could be a little teaser for Zombie-thon.
I'm gonna tease you with some zombie. I think I Am Legend counts as zombie, right? Yes, I Am Legend counts the movie. If I'm not mistaken, I haven't read the book. I think the book is about vampires.
I've read the book, and to me, it reads more like vampires, but we had a discussion about zombie versus vampires on some stream at some point over the last couple of days, and people seem to think that they could be either or, just kind of depends on what you're watching or reading or what you personally think. But to me, the book reads more vampires. But
right, I personally would allow it. I mean, it's not like I'm going to go around and police anybody who's reading whatever they're reading. I mean, there might be people who can't stand zombies but want to participate and do their own thing. I'm okay with that. I mean, it really, I just want people to join and have fun and embrace zombie culture and be aware that their brains could be eaten in an apocalypse, and that you just have to know, you have to be ready. You need to have the right tools and all that.
Yeah.
So I say go for the reading and the watching. I know you said you're going to do it, and I haven't read the book, so I don't know. I can't vouch for it, but Amy says it would be fun. Oh, haha, Dutch. It means success. Oh, okay. Thank you. Using Zombie-thon as my motivation to finally finish The Walking Dead. I love The Walking Dead. Love, love, love. I do have to catch up on Fear, and I also have to watch the last, I think, part of that last season of The World Beyond.
I think I stopped on Walking Dead like around season 7 or 8-ish. So I have quite a few seasons.
Oh my gosh.
Fun.
Yes, I asked about Lost Boys movie. I live on the east side. Okay, so that would mean, is Kelly showing it 11 East Coast?
Yeah, 11 a.m. So it'll be
11 a.m. on Monday. Can that work for you, Chris? Please tell me yes. T. Kingfisher's latest has been my favorite so far. It was perfect timing with my real life, so it just resonated with me. Awesome. I can't wait to read it. Too many books this month, but maybe I'll get to it next month. Yeah, I mean, that's the issue. It's like you're trying to balance reading with watching, with eating snacks and doing 80,000 things. And then, of course, you're living your life doing other stuff, too. So the one thing is my improv class will end the first weekend in May, I believe, because I think May starts on a Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. So once my improv class is finished, I'll feel like I can kind of breathe because I'm not doing anything improv during the summer.
Yeah. Sorry if you can hear my nieces. They're in the bath right next to my room, and they're like yelling at each other.
I love it. I love it. 6 equals zest and success. Very nice. I'm learning something. The trash people are where I fell off with The Walking Dead. Oh, you've got so much to catch up. Yeah, but I will say there are a bunch of really great TV shows about zombies on Netflix. And what I like about them is they're not all American. I mean, that's one reason why I said about the foreign. Some of these foreign shows are excellent, in my opinion. And I just can't wait to give my recommendations. And there's so many still that I haven't seen. I put a ton of stuff on my list for, I try to do my movies, always get to my movies. I try to get to the TV shows. And then of course you're trying to balance the reading. But the TV shows, in my opinion, like the ones I've seen, I really, really like because it's unusual circumstances. Yeah. And I don't know how you are, Amy. It's not even really the zombies that attracts me. It's the people. It's the characters, the development. How are they going to survive? The people are scarier sometimes than the zombies.
Yeah. I think my favorite thing about them is just like the survival scenario, and they're so high tension. Like they're high risk, because not only are the people, like you said, fighting like not vampire zombies, but then you also got a lot of nasty humans in that kind of world that they have to like usually fight against as well.
Because you really see the worst side of humanity, in my opinion. And it's like, how do you handle that? Because not only are you fighting these zombies that can kill you one way, and you got to worry about the people trying to kill you too.
Exactly.
And that's what I loved about The Walking Dead is they came across so many awful people who were doing so many awful things, but in their minds, they thought they were doing what was right to survive. Yeah. So I always try to tell people about The Walking Dead is the only reason we're not like Team Negan or Team Governor or even Terminus is because we weren't invested in those groups. Yeah. But if you would have started off with those groups, would you have felt differently about Rick's group?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
So I think your perspective, we only have one perspective.
Yeah.
So when you think about it that way, and of course I love the group so much that it's like I could not ever think about caring about another group.
Yeah, like anyone else, outsiders.
Right. Like forget it. Forget it. Yeah. Okay, going to sleep. Bye. Thank you for hanging with us for a little bit. We appreciate you. Yeah, the humans were the worst villains. Still love Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I love him very much. In fact, one of my movies on my list for Old School April is Watchmen. He plays the comedian, and he is so awesome in that role, in my opinion. So I can't wait to see it again. It's been quite a while. Dan Shambles, Zombie Private Eye by Kevin Anderson is fun. Kevin Anderson is also the one, I believe, that is doing the read, the book that I'm doing for a group. Now that's something new too. I mean, obviously I never did a group read because I didn't have a group. It was Kelsi and me. I need to look that up between sprints and get it, but it's 2 people that wrote it. And I want to say Kevin Anderson is one of them, but the group read is supposed to be really funny. And I'll share that when we come back too. Yeah. But how about another 45 minutes? Is that good with everybody?
Yes, sounds great.
Okay, so let's start. Let me share screen. And share. Okie dokie. So see y'all back in 45 minutes. Okay, welcome back. Let me stop Kitty. Stop. There you go. How'd you do?
Good. I finished Damnation Game and I got a couple pages into this one.
Excellent. Excellent. I did okay. I went ahead and I got up and walked around because if I sit for too long, it makes me stiff. So I walked around and went and talked to my husband for a few minutes. And then I inputted all of my points for everything from the beginning.
Oh, wow.
But you have to really be careful because there are things that count for multiple things. And like I submitted for one thing and then I forgot. I mean, I can count Lost Boys as my rec. So then I had to count that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Hopefully I'm giving myself all the points that I was supposed to. If anything, sure. I didn't put enough points. It wouldn't be like I went over on my points.
Yeah.
No.
I'm sure when Kelsi goes through it, because she like double checks through people's things. If there's anything that you missed, I'm sure she'll catch it.
Yeah. Like, for example, like for the Scooby-Doo, it's really from 1969. So I could only count it for Mood Watch. Whereas like Bobby's World, we could count for Mood Watch plus an 80s TV show.
Yeah. But you could also count Scooby-Doo for Watch Party.
Oh, I didn't count any of my Scooby-Doo for Watch Party.
Because we did watch it like an episode during Watch Party.
Don't you have to put a number for the Watch Party?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then what I'll do is I can go back and add those the next time I do my submission. Let me write a note to myself because I will forget. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, I think next year we'll have to maybe simplify the prompts a little bit just to make it a little bit less confusing. I think originally starting with like how everything was set up in bingo boards, it made sense. But now that we have these input things, like a lot of things is getting double checked and
and that's the thing. Kelsi says you can do that. So it's like, even though I picked a book per prompt, like for example, my Werewolf of Fever Swamp counted for my animal attack, a goosebumps, as well as a supernatural creature. Yeah. Because it is supernatural. I mean, it's, shape shifts or whatever. So, and I didn't realize that until I was filling it out. I'm like, well, technically I could count it for these three things. Yeah. Even though I'm only reading it. I picked it specifically for that prompt. So, yeah. I don't know. You just have to be very strategic on how you write it all down.
And like the Mood Watch prompt always gets me because I'm like, technically, like everything is a mood watch, kind of, or a mood read, as long as it's like written or set before 2003. But I haven't been checking Mood Watch because technically, I don't know. I don't feel like it's actually a mood watch or mood read because I'm not like, I feel like reading this. I'm reading off of the TBR. But technically, I think I could count everything as like mood watch or mood read. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so too. But like, for example, when we watched Never Ending Story, I mean, I counted that as a mood watch. It was an 80s movie.
Yeah.
And then it was a watch party.
Yeah.
So I was able to do that. Now, the only thing about it is, I don't know, you have to really think about all the boxes you could check. And since it's not all by each other, you can forget easily.
Yeah.
Anyway, so how did everybody else do? Let's see how you did. And then I'm going to share this book because the Swamp Gas talked about Dan Shambles' Zombie Private Eye by Kevin Anderson. The group read is by the same guy.
Okay.
So Lauren read 11 pages. I'm reading Spite House, have about 35 pages left. Ooh, you should finish.
Yeah.
Ooh. I read a chapter in Drawn Blood. Excellent. Ah, yay. You got a cheerleader. Hoping to get some answers soon. I read 10 pages of Goosebumps by Piano Lessons Can Be Murder, but I think I'm going to DNF for now. So going to pick up Cujo. Yeah, I mean, you could just, what I do with Goosebumps is sometimes I'll read so many chapters and then I go read something else and then I pick it up. I actually got to chapter 10. So, I mean, I read a little bit, not much. Hey, how you doing, Em? Thanks for joining us. I've got a few chapters left of Virgin Night, and the last part I read was jaw-dropping. I'm definitely finishing it tonight. Woohoo! I love to hear
I'm so
that.
excited to read something from that author. I just hear great things about all of his stuff. So curious.
I know. It sounds so good. This is the book I've chosen for the group watch. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
Night of the Living Trekkies. This could also count for the humorous zombie prompt if you want to double up on that. But it says Journey to the Final Frontier of Sci-Fi Zombie Horror. This is by Kevin David Anderson and Sam Stahl. It says Jim Pike was the world's biggest Star Trek fan until 2 tours of duty in Afghanistan destroyed his faith in the human race. Now he sleepwalks through life as an assistant manager of a small hotel in downtown Houston. But when hundreds of Trekkies arrive in his lobby for a science fiction convention, Jim finds himself surrounded by costumed Klingons, Vulcans, and Ferengi. I'm not a big Star Trek person, so forgive me. Plus, a strange virus that transforms its carriers into savage, flesh-eating zombies. As bloody corpses stumble to life and the planet teeters on the brink of total apocalypse, Jim must deliver a ragtag crew of fanboys and fangirls to safety. Dressed in homemade uniforms and armed with prop phasers, their prime directive is to survive. But how long can they last in the ultimate no-win scenario? So if you have ever attended a Comic-Con, which I have attended a couple of Comic-Cons, then I think this is going to be fun because what a great place for a zombie apocalypse to descend upon.
Oh, yeah. That sounds super fun.
Could you imagine if you were dressed as a zombie for the Comic-Con?
Is that that's an adult novel?
It's an adult novel, yes. And it's by Quirk Fiction. And I checked, you can get it Kindle, paperback, and audio.
Sweet.
That's how it was listed. Now, I'm not sure about the other, like Scribd and all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure. But it is...
cool. I'll have to look it up.
2010.
Cool.
Yeah, so I thought it was going to be fun. I mean, it's kind of silly, but I love Shaun of the Dead. That is probably my favorite zombie movie. And I mean, it is pretty brutal, I mean, in parts, but it's also funny.
I haven't seen it.
So, you have never seen Shaun of the Dead?
No.
Well, I don't want to influence you, but I will say Kelsi did not like it as much as I thought she would, and I was very sad. But of course, I guess I can't be too hypocritical because there's several movies that she likes that I'm like, nah.
Yeah. And it's like, that's comedy horror, right?
Yes. Yes, it is. I mean, there are kills and stuff, but to me, the cast is great, and there's so many scenes in it. But I also think there's social commentary to it, just about like how people kind of walk through life like zombies, like especially if they're in a dead end job or a dead end romance or whatever the case may be. Like sometimes people are apathetic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, zombies kind of get out of their apathy when they see flesh walking towards them. then they get a little spirited. But otherwise they seem pretty apathetic at times. Let's see, let's get back where we were at. Lauren saying hey. I love when everybody's like, hey. That is a cool cover. I love the cover. I just think it's awesome. It spoke to me. Yes, I think it's amazing. I like it. I mean, it's just
Yeah, it's
so,
super cool. It looks like a fun time.
yeah, it's like a comic book kind of thing. I don't know. It looks fun. What new book are you starting, Amy? Lauren wants to
Oh,
know.
Drawing Blood, another reread.
Ooh, that sounds wild. Yes, I think it will be a wild time. I'm ordering that book now. Sounds incredible. I hope it's good. This is, like I said, this is the first time I'm doing a zombie event on my channel because my channel is in its infancy. And so I think it would be fun. And our last live event that we do at the end of the month, um, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
And just discuss it. Yeah, I think so. I'm working on my dates. I have to just make sure that nothing changes. Andrew graduates from Southeastern University May 13th, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I know I can't really do anything that day, but and then I can't do it on that Sunday that I have to do the showcase for improv. But this would be towards the end of the month. I'm trying to figure out, I'd like to have like a consistent day to do my live events, different from sprints. And also too, I didn't know if anybody would want to, I haven't really talked to anybody, but like to open it up if anybody wanted to do sprints on their channel for Zombie-thon too.
I probably will. I don't know, since I'm doing Escape the Readathon, I don't know what Lexi wants as far as sprints go, like if she's going to have each team take a week or what her idea is. But I'll definitely try and at least do one or two to help out, and because I'm going to be reading for it anyway. So,
yeah, I'm trying to, I would like to have some guests come for different, just to talk about certain topics. And one person I wanted to invite, and we chatted about it, was Cliff over at Cliff's Dark Gems. He's mentioned zombies and he likes that, genre, but he's in South Africa. And he mentioned to me today that they're having problems with their power grid and they offload them like anywhere from 6 to 8 hours a day. They have no electricity.
Oh, wow.
So he said he's going to try, but we wanted to try to plan like a huddle time towards the end of April just to kind of see. I was going to throw out some dates for him, but because there's a 7-hour difference, I think if we do it, it's going to probably have to be like a Saturday morning, maybe around 10 or 11. I would, which I don't mind making an exception for that, because I think it would be fun because he's very knowledgeable. So I think people would enjoy hearing what he has to say on the subject. But I just think that's terrible for him, his family, and the rest of the South Africans that are dealing with that. I mean, I can't even imagine every day like losing your electricity for that amount of time.
Yeah.
I know. He called it something. I think it's like offloading or something. I'd have to go back and look at the comment, but
and they're doing it like right in the middle of the day. They can't just do it.
Well, that's what I asked him. I asked him that I didn't get a response back from him. So that must be why we see him sometimes on Discord and sometimes not, because like he hadn't even responded to my last message to him. But I asked him specifically, are they turning it off in the evenings? Are they turning it off in the mornings? Is it midday? Or does it just whenever they want to turn it off?
Yeah, that's crazy. I couldn't imagine.
I cannot. I mean, like, what do you do about your food? What do you do about like your health? Because I mean, some people can't be in extreme heat, whatever their conditions are. So, I don't know. That's just awful.
Wow.
So I'm definitely praying for him and everybody else because I would not like that. Let's put it this way. Just not having electricity for the 10 days we didn't have it after Ida was miserable. I mean, but we had a generator and we had to turn it on and off. But
Yeah.
I just kind of felt like you had control over that if you
Mhm.
needed to. I
Yeah.
mean, whereas he has no control over that.
Man.
I know, sad. So anyway, he's one of the people I want to talk to just to see, and then I'm like open. I mean, I like to talk about it. So anybody likes to want to talk about it, have on and let's just talk about zombies. But I would like to have like little topics, and one of the things I'd like to do is also like maybe do a trivia, like some kind of trivia
Oh, yeah,
game
that'd be
or
fun.
something. Like
Yeah.
those are my thoughts about it.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Okay. I know we're talking zombie-thon in the middle of Old School April, but
That's fine.
okay. So let's see, what time is it? It's 9:11. So if we do 45 minutes, that'll bring us about 10 o'clock, and then we could end with some chatting before.
Sure. Sounds
Is
good.
everybody okay with that? 45 minutes? Let's see. Okie dokie. See y'all back soon. Seems like the time's flying.
I know.
Welcome back, everybody. How did you do, Amy?
Ish pages or 20 years later. So I just got through childhood. So
You kind of froze for a second.
You see me? Can you hear me?
I can see. I can kind of hear you. It's like it's. I don't know what to call it, laggy or whatever, which is crazy because we haven't had this problem at all night.
Weird.
Can you see me? I might be laggy to you. Okay, while Amy is adjusting and getting back on. Uh-oh. Maybe she'll come back. I'll go through some of our comments because we have quite a few. Let's see how everybody did. I actually finished my Night of the Living Dummy 2, and now I want to read Night of the Living Dummy 3 because there was a chapter at the end of the book, the first chapter of the next one. But this one seemed even creepier than the first one. These dummies are just terrible. But it had a nice little twist at the end. So let's see. I think we left off. Oh, yeah. Shaun of the Dead is so fun. Yes, it is. I love it. Yes, I have seen Anna and the Apocalypse. I love it because not only is it about the apocalypse and it happens during Christmas, but it's also a musical. It's fabulous. I would highly recommend it. I watched it during a Christmas horror marathon. I didn't wait for May, but I mean, why not? Crystal loves Shaun of the Dead too. Woohoo! Okay, that she must have been referring to when we were going to sprints. Tangible Reed says, hello, going to bed soon, but I'm here. Glad you were here. Trying to get video to upload, to edit, and it's being temperamental. We'll try again tomorrow. Yes, that is very frustrating when things don't edit correctly. I think Amy's trying to come back in. I don't see her moving. Good night, Jenny. Thank you for coming and supporting the snakes. Intangible Reads is telling you good night. Linda's finished The Mouth of Madness, and it was so good. Awesome host rec. I still need to watch that. That is one of Kelsi's favorite movies. I'm glad you liked it. Okay. There's Amy.
I don't know. Am I any better?
You're much better. You're much better. But before it was sort of like, I don't know if you've ever seen that commercial. I don't know what it's for. AT&T. I don't know. You look like you froze again.
Oh, no.
It's so weird. We've been having a good night. Nothing happened.
Oh, no.
You're frozen again.
Yeah.
Halco Finish Revenge by Diane. Is it How? It's a point horror. I just want to let you know, Halco, that I read another chapter in The Unexpected Guest. This is really good, and it's a really fast read and very intriguing. Basically, this person runs into a ditch and comes upon a house and comes upon a murder. And there's only two people in the house, the murdered person and the person holding the gun. And that's about all I know. But this man is trying, the man who crashed into the ditch is trying to help the person holding the gun. Very intriguing. Read 16 pages. You were rocking and rolling. Good job, Lauren. And Em says, thanks for the sprint. Hubby is home from work, so I'm going to scoot. Very happy that you hung out with us, Em. Thanks so much. I'm so close to finishing, 10 pages left. Well, maybe you'll be able to finish before you go to bed for sure. I mean, you are very close. Oh boy, gotta love a tech issue. Yes, I agree. Technology is awesome when it works, but when it doesn't, whew. I know Amy's screen froze for me, but Kat's okay. Thank goodness. Usually I feel like I'm the one that has the problems. So close. She's cheering you on. Lauren's cheering you on. Finished another chapter. I love Poppy Z. Bright's writing. I have never read anything by Poppy Z. Bright. I need to pick that up. No, a musical. I need to look up Anna and the Apocalypse. I highly recommend. It is very good. It has some humor to it as well, but it's really good. In fact, my husband enjoyed it, and he likes zombie movies, but I didn't know if he was going to like it with it being a musical. But that just brings it to like the next level. Heading to bed, but I finished Virgin Night. Yay! And it was just so good. I can't praise it enough. Good night, everyone. Good night. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you. Yay, we and then Amy left again. Poor Amy. A ghost has taken over Amy's feed. It's got to be a poltergeist. Sorry, Kat. I don't know what's going on. Aww. So Amy can't get back on. I don't know. They seem to think, Amy, that a poltergeist got into your computer. At least we're at the end now. No, thank goodness. Thank goodness. I really appreciate you hanging out with me, Amy. It was really fun. I loved it. Hopefully we'll get to hang out again soon. Yeah, I loved Unexpected Guests because it had me wondering what was going to happen. Yes, because first of all, I'm like, who is this stranger? Why is a stranger wanting to help the person with the gun, even though the person who's been shot sounds like a real jerk and deserve to be shot? My typos. That just makes it more fun, especially if we're trying to figure it out. Kids on the Wi-Fi. Thanks for having me on, Amy says. Anytime. I love hanging out. Too many people on the internet will cause streaming to mess up. Yeah, but we've been pretty good this whole night. But knock on wood, it didn't happen to me over here because sometimes my internet is not the greatest. Such a fun evening sprint with y'all. Thank you for keeping me company. Well, thank you, Lauren, for hanging out. It's always a pleasure having you in the sprints and seeing what you're up to. I think that I've caught up with all of the comments in the chat, and I think we're going to go ahead and call it a night. I hope that everybody gets to finish up what they're reading if they're super close. Agreed, it helps me focus on my book and not get so distracted when reading. Yeah, I have to say the sprints were very beneficial for me tonight because not only did I catch up on my points, but I also finished my Night of the Living Dummy. I made progress in my Unexpected Guest. So I'm really thrilled because I've been a little bit behind in my reading. So bye, Linda. Thank you so much for hanging out. Snakes, go snakes. Thanks, Crystal. I appreciate it. Bye, Amy. Have a great night. Bye, everybody. I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. And good night. Going to finish these last few pages. Yes, you're so close. You must finish. You must finish and then give us an update in Discord. Thanks, Halco, for hanging out. I appreciate you, kindred spirit. Go snakes. Everybody have a wonderful day tomorrow. We're getting close to the weekend. You are amazing, and make sure that you are adventurous and Peace and love to all of y'all. Bye. See y'all soon.